I have to paint. That's my life. All art, not just painting. Because actually, when I was real young, I loved to draw and everything, but I was more fascinated by literature, to write and read. Of course, came to United States, I cannot write because writing is so hard, especially Japanese language to English is hard. So I started painting or drawing.
I had always been interested. I started drawing when I was very young. About the same time then when I got interested, I started taking classes at the local community center, art classes. And then a couple of years later, I started studying privately with a teacher. And so at an early age, I had pretty much decided I wanted to be an artist.
Beginning is just, kind of still life. Then one day I look at my own still life and I say, my still life is dead. Really, I did a big kind of grapefruit and some fruit in a bowl, everybody does that. And look at the exhibition time, I look at mine, mine is dead. When you paint, you have to have some kind of life in it. Then from that, I guess start toward to abstract, to put more of my feeling in it. So I say, just like a poetry, you have to put your, life and everything in it.
I have this duality because I really have a very strong Italian influence. I love the Italian culture. But I spent the 2 years in Japan and became really enthralled with and fascinated with the culture and their philosophy. And over the years, I've just been trying to get them to mesh and to work in my own mind, and still struggling with that.
I think I paint from cares. Have to be cares first. Very seldom I think how I'm going to do, I just sit look at the canvas. Then I make a line or a charcoal and smash it. Then from there I find things like a thread. You find thread, so that thread, bring out the line or something. Then from that I developed another line or another form, another smearing or something. So most of the time, I'm not prepared what I'm going to do. Just sit down, but inside I have something that's how coming out. So actually I'm finding something from that chaotic things. After pour it, the pushback, the way I want to arrange it.
I'm an abstract expressionist, I guess, but I don't know what my style is. I know I love color, and that's very important to me. But I'm also fascinated with the very subtleties of Japanese art, and so I keep trying to meld the two together, as I said, and I'm still struggling. And when I start a piece, I have a rough idea of what I want to do. Usually when I get started, the canvas tells me that it doesn't want me to do that. It wants me to do something else. So the dilemma is, do I give myself up to the canvas, or do I subject my will to it? And so this struggle goes on. It's a conversation, really. I shouldn't say a struggle. This conversation goes on between the two of us. And so it keeps changing and changing. And then at some point, the canvas says enough. So you put the canvas away, you start on another piece, and you keep looking at this one that you just finished, and all of a sudden it starts to whisper, no, you have to do something more to me. And so you go back. And this happens, you go back and forth between paintings. So both of us usually are working on 3 or 4 or 5 different pieces at a time, because when you think you're finished with one and it says you're not, and you go back to it. So some of them never end.
I take a long time to finish because I look at it, and little detail is very important to me. Maybe many people they don't pay much attention. That I like that. I like to put a lot of things in it. Even I make a chart in color or line, but sometimes whole things will change too. I always think that when I'm doing that, I'm growing with that my work. That I don't know good or bad, but I'm going somewhere. But so many people really honestly like my work. Maybe they don't understand because abstract, but somehow they catch something there, feeling some kind of expression. That's making me very happy. Even just one person in a zillion people make me very, very happy.
I would really hope that the communications between the viewer and my work, that they would recognize that there was a transformation and a struggle there to create that piece, and that they could appreciate that and maybe transfer it into their own lives and see how they in turn could change. I mean, I look at Chiyomi's work, for instance. I really wish I could paint like she does. I really like the subtle tones and everything. And I try, but it doesn't work. It's not me. And so that's the other thing, is I hope that people, when they look at my work, realize that that's what it is. This is who I am.
When you are young, when you go on a stage, just stand. Because you are young, you have a flower. But as you're getting older, like me, you lose that flower because you are not young anymore, You have to gain eternal flower. To order to do that, you really have to study hard, really hard, and you really practice hard. Then when you gain everything that first time, your flower will blossom. And that's your eternal flower. You never lose it. And when you are doing it, practicing and you're doing it, that is you are collecting all seeds of your, eternal flower. I'm not there yet. So I don't know whether I'm gonna gain eternal flower or not. But if I can make somebody cry, maybe start blossoming, You have to do your own things. That's what I'm trying to do. So my life, if I can blossom my flower, I'll be happy. But if not, if he did left behind, he gonna blossom for me.